Hello and welcome back. We are on lesson 354, which says we stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty of purpose. And in him, her is his, her, creator as he, she is in me. I think I did that well. I hope you got the gist. This lesson reminds you that your true identity isn't separate or alone. It's united with love, God, and Christ. You are not a separate self struggling to figure life out on your own. You stand with Christ. Peace and purpose are not distant goals, but present realities when you remember who you truly are. You are never alone in your journey. Your purpose is not something you find, it's something you remember. And as we've said a million times over, peace isn't earned. It's already here when you stop resisting and choose union over separation. And there's something that's been arising for me. There's a coach that says, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. And this is the power of A Course in Miracles, right? There's something that I couldn't get over before that now I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. For example, there's a coach that uses the phrase power to power, shoulder to shoulder. And this coach is very successful, like built $100 million brand. And I never understood. I was like, well, surely she doesn't think they're power to power, shoulder to shoulder, because she charges so much for her containers. She's made so much money. So how can someone with so much money be power to power, shoulder to shoulder with someone that isn't, right? And this is a story that my ego had created until I realized through A Course in Miracles that what she is talking about is the true essence of who we really are. The true essence of who we really are stands power to power, shoulder to shoulder, next to everybody, because we are one, right? But yet my mind was trying to create separation because of money. And so there be your own thing that your mind will keep creating separation with. But this course has taught us that there is only one oneness, one unified field of whatever it is, right? Whatever you believe it is, the true essence of who we really are is connected to everyone and all things. And because of that, there is no separation. The separation is only created as a result of the story of the mind, right? Of the ego creating it to keep itself safe. So let me just check if there's anything else. Yeah. So when it says we stand together, Christ and I, um, that's referring to, like I said, that being united with love, God, and Christ. But that's not just you; that's you and all things. I've probably extended a little bit more because it is actually just talking about you and Christ in this thing. But again, there is no separation, right? Is there anything else? No. Again, just reminding us that we are not alone. Um, and that should, like, that in itself, right, um, should lift the weight of the world from your shoulders. There is nothing else from me on this one. Oh, I'm not muted.
Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, so we stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty and purpose, and in him or her is his or her creator, and da, da, da. Let's break this down. Let's start with, and I'm going to use the masculine to break this down though, because the H, him, capital H, is referring to Christ. So when we think of Christ, we think of Jesus. We can see, the feminine Jesus. Some people, I'm not so knowledgeable, but I think like the concept of Sophia and Gnosticism, I think people consider Sophia like the feminine version of Christ. I don't know if I'm wrong. uh, That's just the limits of my knowledge there, so I apologize. But Christ isn't a person. It's just when we think of Christ, we think of Jesus Christ, right? So Christ doesn't have a gender. Um, but I mean, I'm going totally off on a tangent there. In him is his creator and he is me. Okay, so this is what this is saying. In Christ is the creator, is God. And in me is Christ. And therefore, in me is God. It's all one. So this goes back to my model or my framework that I teach. It's that we appear to be human. I'm Karina with a body and my name's with the name Karina. That's just an appearance. That's just an illusion. And then the body of wisdom, resting as the effortless being, is Christ consciousness because you're in the world, you're moving, you're in the world, but not of it. You're moving through the world, interacting with the world, but you know your true nature as God. You know your true nature as infinite consciousness. You know your true nature as love. You know your true nature as awareness. So that's what I consider what Jesus Christ is. That's Christ consciousness. That's what Jesus had achieved. He had achieved Christ consciousness. That's what many others had achieved. That's what Buddha achieved. That's what, a lot of people who aren't even big names who are like enlightened, that's what they've achieved, this Christ consciousness. So they now have Christhood. So Jesus achieved Christhood, meaning that he discovered who and what he truly is, and now the way that he moved through the world is in the world, but not of it. Okay. So that already exists in us. Our Christhood already exists. We are that. And then one layer back is God. So God is our very true nature manifested as Christ consciousness manifested as human. So you can look at it like that. That's just a framework. Don't take that as ultimate truth. So what this is pointing to in a long way is that basically we are God. So in him is his creator. So in Christ is God, and God and Christ is in me. So therefore we are God. That's what it's saying, pointing us to our true nature. And then the first part, we stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty and purpose, is that you, because you are Christ, you have that same peace, that same certainty, that same purpose of Christ. It's the same. And so you walk as Christ. You walk through the world as God. In the world, it's just basically in the world, but not of it. You're here having this experience as Sammy, as Karina, but you're walking through the world as Christ, as God, with the peace and the certainty and the same and the purpose of Christ and God. And that certainty and that purpose is knowing that everything else is also God. Know everything else is also love. And dropping the stories of sin, dropping the stories of grievances, dropping the stories of fear, dropping the stories of lack, to see everything as whole, to see everything as limitless, to see everything as love, to see everything as God. You might be thinking, we already said this a million times. Yes, we already said it a million times, and we're saying it in different ways. The Course says it in different ways to deepen it, to get it knocked into you. So that's how I would break down the statement for today. And then the prayer. My oneness with Christ establishes me as your creation, beyond the reach of time and wholly free of every law but yours. That's really important because we, even when we're spiritual, we still think we're bound by certain laws, spiritual laws, but we're not bound by any law. We're one with God. I have no self except the Christ within me. I have no purpose but Christ's own. And Christ is like the source. Thus I must be one with you as well as Christ. For who is Christ except your creation as you created them? And what am I except the Christ in me? Just saying that it's all one. It's all you. That's it.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And we will see you all tomorrow.